Back to Quarry Ridge. Fourth ride out on the fat bike. I'm gonna try some climbing and downhill, going up Rewind and then down Pork Chop. About 30 degrees. Alright, coming up on a little technical part up here. Pretty sharp turn. Can't make it. Okay, another sharp turn. Really got to put the weight over the rear tire to get up that. Finding that if I stand up to pedal, not enough weight remains on the rear tire to keep traction. So what I'm having to do is kind of shift back onto the bike when I want to get more traction to climb. Alright, we're coming to the top of Rewind, and we're going to take a right up here and head down Pork Chop. There we go. Pork Chop. We go. It looks like there's a wide area to ride on here, but the actual part of the trail that's packed down and groomed is relatively narrow. Whew. Oh, like coming down here, it's hard to see where you can ride. was a pretty good run. I'm gonna do a run down Dizzy and Lakeview again. This is what I did yesterday in the previous video. Snow is definitely the trail is softer than it was yesterday. Yesterday was about 25 degrees. We've been hovering around 28 to 32 today. And I can definitely feel a difference. Whoa, saved myself on that one. I guess yesterday there were 2 riders out here leaving some ruts with some 2-inch tires. And that's the kind of thing that we don't want, because that's going to ruin these trails. Just one rider coming out when the trails are too soft and with tires that are too skinny can ruin these trails for everybody else for days or weeks. Oh yeah, overall I think the trail conditions are a lot better than they were yesterday. I feel like I've got a lot more control. I've still got the problem here with this one bike tire rut that runs down the center of a lot of the trail. It's not here. Right here it's nice and smooth. So I imagine those ruts, so here it is, it gets a little more rutted here. So the idea with these fat bikes and these larger tires, I'm running 3.8, but generally you'd be running like 4 inches or greater. The idea is that they're gonna distribute your weight over a larger area, and that's gonna reduce the depressions that you're gonna put into the trail. Oh yeah, it's so much nicer than it was yesterday. The problem is, if it gets like 2 degrees warmer out, then this snow becomes too soft. I would say it's really nice right now. Alright, this is where I usually get some speed and lose control. Good, it's good. Oh, it's perfect. Yes. Yes. That was great. Okay, thumbs are starting to get cold. Oh. Whew. Oh. Started thinking about my gloves too much and lost control. So I just ordered some new gloves, some lighter weight winter gloves, and then some heavier duty winter gloves. The lighter weight ones rated to go as low as 25 degrees. I'm hoping those will work for most of my rides. And then some heavier weight ones That would take me down between like 15 and 25 degrees. Since that seems to be one of my recurring themes, is that my fingers get cold. And that's been the one kind of bottleneck cutting my ride shorter. It's so interesting riding these trails in the winter, because when they're not snow covered in roots and rocks, it's a completely different feel. It's a different experience riding them when they're all flattened out from the snow. Yeah, those darn thumbs getting cold. I generally don't have very good circulation to my hands and feet, so it's not surprising. Started looking at some new extra set of wheels, extra wheel set for this bike. 26-inch wheels, running a 4.6-inch tire, probably even studded. Especially for today, I'm liking the feel of these 3.8s. But yesterday, I think it would have been a lot easier going on the slightly bigger tires. All right, here's that climb. I'm gonna try to keep weight on the back and just pedal up. Yes, no problem. Yes. Oh. Yeah. Staying seated, keeping weight on the rear makes all the difference on that climb. So as soon as I stand up, the rear tire's gonna start spinning. At this temperature, it's also possible to try and flatten out some of these rutted areas. Now that would be easier with a wider tire. So it's not the best job for my 3.8s, but it's something I'm trying to do a little bit. Okay, some tight trees. Now we're coming in to that berm and those two little jumps. I wouldn't call that a jump at all, but did feel like I had enough traction where I could at least kind of unweight the front end a little bit coming off the top and get a feel for how much control I had. Okay, yesterday I didn't make it down this turn. I think I made it today. Yeah, no problem. these new gloves can't come soon enough because my thumbs are not happy. And here's that little down with the bank off to the left and the right. Smooth. So smooth. Love it. So I've been thinking more about the tire width in winter riding. It seems like there's some kind of competing ideas here with wanting the wide tire to help distribute that weight, but also it seems like the narrower tire is actually going to bite into the snow a little better, and there's less snow to push aside as that tire moves through. So for instance, if you're riding through a little bit more of some fresh powder, and I guess to maintain trail etiquette, the fatter tire is the more responsible option. But I could definitely see how like a 3-inch studded tire would be really nice in some of these conditions, though maybe not the best option for the trail unless conditions are absolutely ideal and you weren't leaving any ruts. But that's also gonna cut down on the number of days that you can ride in winter. All right, at the end of Lakeview. Oh, that was a really nice run today. That was great. Let's take a little break and just take a look at what we got going on here on the bike. So we've got a SRAM 1x11 drivetrain. Got the SRAM X01 crank, so one of their heavier duty cranks with the dub bottom bracket. Stout hubs laced to these 27.5 inch or 650B wheels. We've got a 76 millimeter internal width on the rims, and those rims are wrapped in those Maxxis Minion FBF on the front, FBR on the rear. Up front also the carbon fork, tapered head tube and steer, 31.8 clamp and handlebar, about 760 mil handlebar width. I've got this SRAM level T hydraulic disc brakes. I think we're running 200 mil rotor on the front, 180 mil rotor on the rear. M5 aluminum frame, standard seat post, no dropper. And then I've got the some Kona pedals. Feels like a tractor going down the road, but feels right at home once you get it on the snow. Don't know how anyone can ride these fat bikes on the asphalt for any length of time.